Hi, I'm Justin Cooper from youreauthenticbusiness.com. Are you working on purpose? Four of us got together to discuss this recently in Sydney. So this little video you're about to watch shows you how to think about your purpose and how to weave that into your business. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Not so much.
So how do you know when you're working on purpose? Well, one of the great things that happens is things align. You get a phone call out of the blue from someone you needed to talk to, or you get an opportunity come up. You meet someone who knows someone who can help you. The universe seems to kind of like jump in and help you achieve your goal.
What I'm going to talk to you tonight is about the personal expression of purpose. What is your individual purpose and how you find it?
Purpose for me is about living a whole life. It's about not having little compartments in different places, different roles and different masks to wear.
Most of us are hiding behind a mask because it's more comfortable. Because society actually encourages us to do that, to conform, to be a cog in the wheel, right? And to be a good member of society. The trouble with that is after a while we forget we're wearing the mask. We get comfortable with it. And we forget what's behind the mask, who we really are.
I always knew that there was something in me, that there was something that wasn't being expressed in the world, that surely there's got to be more to it. Surely this isn't what life's about.
Purpose for me is something that arises every moment. It's like a sense of constant fulfillment.
The trouble is, most businesses are wearing a mask. Most businesses are focusing on talking about how good they are. We're the premier this, we're the leading this, we've got the biggest X, we've got the best people. You know, it's a competition of how big and great they can be. And they forget two fundamentals. Firstly, why they love doing what they do, and explaining to the customers that. And secondly, what are they doing for their customers? What are they doing to change their world? No, they're focused on bigger and better, trying to beat their competition. It's an ego play, and it's not authentic. You know, when Apple first launched, they dared people to like them. And they said, you know what, if you don't like us, carry on using Microsoft, carry on using Windows, we don't care. But if you believe what we believe in, come and join our club. It's a select club. It's a small club. And it's our club. So they drew people in, and all of a sudden there was a massive community of Apple users that grew and grew and grew. But they made a really clear statement of who they were about. It was edgy, it was raw, it's like this music. And for me, it's founded on a common theme of truth and authenticity. If you get that right, you get that piece right, you will attract the right kind of people to your business. Why has authenticity become so important all of a sudden in business? I think there are four reasons. Firstly, the consumer is so much more marketing savvy than they used to be. They've seen every trick in the book. They've heard it and they've seen it. And they just don't believe the hype anymore. They want edgy, they want raw, they want honesty, they want integrity. Secondly, the internet. People can jump on the net now and check out your spurious product claims. They can check it straight away. So if you're trying to make stuff up, as we used to say in marketing 100 years ago, MSU, if you're in trouble, MSU, make shit up, doesn't fly. It does not fly anymore. Authenticity is the key. Tell a true story, tell it straight.
The biggest thing I think though, and what I've experienced with many of my clients, is they keep looking outside of themselves to find the answer. Keep looking out there, maybe it's over there, maybe it's out there. It's actually in here. Focus on what is aligned with your values. It's already there, you just got to chip away all the stuff that's hiding it.
Thirdly, social media. In the good old days, advertising could control what you thought about products. Put a great ad campaign out and people would just love it. And it didn't matter if it wasn't built on the truth. Nowadays you can't do that because there's a whole army of consumers out there talking about your product and showing you for what you are. And if you're not delivering on your promises, you're going to show up pretty quickly. And the last piece, and I know this is something that Therese and Julian are going to pick up on, is what I like to call the awakening. People are looking for something else nowadays. We've seen the death of organised religion, and we've seen the death of communities. A lot of people are living on their own. So they're looking for something deeper, they're looking for greater meaning in their lives. And they're over consumer junk. It's not doing it for them like it did in the past. And they're looking for answers, and they're asking tough questions. So if you're producing a product or a service, they're going to ask you questions like, where do you make this? What's the factory like that the workers have to work in? How much do you pay your workers? What are the conditions like? What's the impact on the environment when you produce your product? And what do you believe in? They weren't asking those questions 20 years ago. You can't explain what you stand for and what you believe. People just aren't going to buy your products in the future.
We spend so much time in our heads analysing, would that be right? Would that be wrong? Should I do that? Shouldn't I do that? Is that good? Is that bad? What did they say? What would they think? What would they not think? Why don't we committee meetings in our heads? Who has those? If you don't, you're lying to yourself. Right? And it's that constant question in your head that prevents you stepping into that.
How do you make your business more authentic? 3 easy steps. New improved steps. Firstly, find out what you really truly love about the work that you do. The world changes to accommodate your purpose. It happens.
We are born with purpose. I think we have a purpose within each of us, and that is expressed in different ways. We get stuck in the survival model of life, living by other people's standards and ideals, what we should or shouldn't do. A really great place to look at this is in the world of advertising. Sorry, those that still work in marketing, advertising. Right? We're in a world where there's a massive amount of emotional manipulation out there. And when we step into purpose, when we live our purpose, when we work our purpose, there is a sense of fulfillment. There's joy, there's the butterflies, there's the sparkling eyes. There's no such thing as Mondayitis.
Step 2, learn to relax and meditate. Because you can't possibly connect with your belief system when you're in a purely rational state. It's impossible. You have to get into what's called an alpha state, where you're relaxed and you're almost asleep, but you're not quite asleep.
This time that we're coming into is the time for mindfulness. It's the time for being more purposeful. It's the time for being true to whatever it is that's going on in here.
Step 3 is face your fears and go for it. You might feel a bit like Lady Godiva when you first try this, you know. There's a bit of a breeze between your loins, but people want to see your loins. I mean, people want to see your truth. People actually want to hear your truth. It's okay.
Whenever I find some kind of resistance or something that's, let's just say, really challenging, I find now that I tend to go towards it and not shy away from it. So I actually challenge myself, because on the other side of that uncomfortableness is always some kind of insight and growth.
By telling your truth and making that connection, the person you're talking to knows instantly and intuitively that you understand them.
There's a strength in vulnerability, because to be vulnerable and to be able to just be who you are and to be imperfect is incredibly empowering.
Whatever you can do, or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Begin it now.
So to sum up, I believe, and I know at least 2 of the speakers here share this belief, that we are born with a purpose. We are incarnated into our bodies and we have a purpose. Whether we want to accept that or not, we have it. We often decide to hide from that purpose, behind a mask, and try to float with the crowd, and avoid doing the things we need to do to get that purpose working, to help people, to make a difference in the world. Why? Because it scares us. But when we start to connect with that purpose, we realise we're doing work that really counts, work we love. that makes a difference to other people's lives. Thanks very much for your time today and for watching our videos. If you'd like to know more, you can actually follow us on Facebook. Just dial in Your Authentic Business and you'll find us. There's also our course, which is available on youreauthenticbusiness.com. I think it's really important that all of us are working on purpose, and the more that we do, the more that we'll contribute to the world we live in. So please, carry on being authentic.